This week, today's homeowner is on the road at the International Builder Show. You can't miss this one. This year, the International Builder Show is being held at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and the setting couldn't be more perfect. And what do you think about this weather here in January and everybody sitting outside?
Yeah, but a lot of good it's going to do us. We're going to be inside for 3 days.
Now, I wonder if the attendance is really going to be down. Everybody talking about the economy keeping people away.
Look at all the people here, though. I don't know. It looks pretty crowded.
The National Association of Home Builders, the organizers of this show, estimates that about 60,000 people will visit the displays in the 3 different exhibit halls that make up this expo. Now that number is down a little bit from previous years, but in light of the sluggish economy, it's still a very good turnout. These building professionals aren't resting while things are slow. They're actively working to improve themselves and their businesses. One of the ways they're doing that is by finding a few new tools that can make the job a lot easier. But do-it-yourselfers love them too.
I haven't been at the show very long, but I have seen a recurring theme already. Not so many new products as it is a new twist on an old product. But when you can get a new twist on an old product with a new product, the cool factor just went off the charts. This is from Tiger Claw. I want to show you this. For years, Tiger Claw has had the hidden deck fastener. And really, if you can put a deck down with these, it's the best way to do it, particularly if you're talking about a composite deck. However, the new tool, this is their new deck gun using ballistic nail screws. Watch how quickly this goes into place. Christmas has just come early.
Speaking of Christmas, I found some hammers at the Stiletto Titanium Tools booth that I'm putting on my wish list for next year. These things are great.
This is our bread and butter tool, so we'll put us on the map.
Right here.
Now this is 14 ounces and equates to 24 in punch.
Just because of titanium?
Well, because we have so much more performance, because you're not having a loss of power due to recoil from the steel.
All right.
So you're getting more power to the nails.
And this is what I needed for the nail driving contest right there. Yeah. That's amazing.
Besides that magnetic nail starter, this model also has a cool new nail pulling feature built right in.
But this is significant. This is our side puller. So this time, don't drive the nail all the way down.
Okay.
And leave it about a 1/4 inch high, and we'll pull it with a side puller.
1/4 inch?
1/4 inch.
All right.
Okay, now hook it and come over one smooth motion. There you go. Just now that you've got it, go all the way over.
Look at that.
You ever pull a nail that easy?
Never.
At over $200 a piece, they're pricey, but man, do they perform. If you're removing something more like construction adhesive or vinyl flooring, the guys at Simple Man Products have come up with something they call the Spider Scraper. It attaches to a regular reciprocating saw, just like an ordinary saw blade. But is it really better than the old-fashioned way?
All right, ever the skeptic, ever the skeptic. I think I can beat Tim. There's no way you're going to beat me. Are you ready?
Ready.
Mark. Yeah, get set, go. Go, 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 go. He's cheating. The batteries went down.
This is a 3-mil plastic.
In remodeling, if you're making dust, you have to control it. And this zip wall system is the way to go. These poles clamp tightly over your plastic dust barrier and then telescope up to hold it right against the ceiling without any nails or staples. Plus, you can access the work area with a handy zip-up doorway. Over at the Swanson booth, Danny's checking out a new level that solves some pretty common problems.
And it's hard to hold it and nail at the same time.
Right.
So what we have here with the Swanson wood magnet is it clips on, friction fit, tack the bottom, just go ahead and plumb it, get the bubble in there like any typical level, and tack the top.
Essentially, it turns any standard piece of 2x lumber into a level. Pretty cool. But so is this belt clip notepad that flips open so you can easily jot down those measurements.
Boy, we always see some very unique tools, and this is certainly one of those. It's an oscillating tool or a multi-purpose tool and can do a lot of different things around the house, make a lot of those home improvement projects a little bit easier. Now, if you're dealing with ceramic tile in your bathroom and you're wanting to remove some of the grout, look at this. That can cut right through the grout, and it doesn't rotate, so it's not throwing the dust all over the place. You can vacuum that right off, and then you can re-grout that shower or that bathroom floor. Another attachment will allow you to cut carpet very, very easily, and another attachment still like this will allow you to nip off any of the nails that you may need to in your remodeling project. Okay, now a very practical application for this tool. A lot of people are installing hardwood floors or laminate floors, and you get over to the door jambs and you just wonder, how am I going to make that look like a professional? Well, you grab this one and you cut the bottom of the trim piece off. And then you take the little piece of wood out, your laminate slips right under it, just like the pros. Now, any project that you're working around your house, you're going to have to do a little sanding. But if you've done a lot of sanding, especially with a tool similar to this, it will vibrate your hands so bad. This one's different in that it has two separate pads that move in different directions, and you can see how it works. It does a very effective job sanding with almost no vibration at all. That can make a big difference. Boy, these are some great ideas. I know where some other great ideas are with Joe Truini and our simple solution of the week.
Refinishing and painting chairs is a very common DIY project, but one challenge is how do you apply the paint neatly to the bottom of the legs where it sits on the drop cloth? Now you can tip it back and paint them, but then when you set it back down and the paint dries, it has a tendency to stick. So here's the solution. First, flip the chair upside down, and earlier I drilled pilot holes in each leg so that I can drive in some screws. These are 1 1/4 inch drywall screws. I'm just going to drive them in about 1 inch or so. And the reason I drilled the pilot holes earlier is so that the screws wouldn't split the wood. This is a maple chair, and the wood is pretty brittle, so we don't want to split it, of course. All right, so you drive in the screws, and then you just flip the chair over, and you'll see that the screws act like little stands for the legs. Now you have plenty of room to apply the finish nice and neatly with no concern of it sticking to the surface.
Now more than ever, homeowners are thinking green, and so are we. And each week you'll see the latest in green products and get tips on saving energy and reducing your carbon footprint on our new segment, Thinking Green. We'll show you what it means to be green. This week we're checking out the International Builder Show in Las Vegas, and there's always some cool stuff here. One of the surprising trends is the use of metal. Metal for the outside of the house, metal doors, metal sculptures, hand-tooled metal vent hoods, even a metal fireplace with a metal fire. But the one that's most interesting is the new technology that fabricates decorative metal by printing it in layers.
Now explain that to me, printing, because
Printing is like a printhead technology, goes over a build box, which is comprised of stainless steel powder. And the CAD system tells the printhead where to layer down the binder, which enables you to print.
So it's going this way, building up.
Yeah, very similar to inkjet printing. Right, exactly.
In that type of detail.
And that type of detail.
Wow.
We would never go to the International Builder Show without a stop at the Home Depot booth. You can see that there's a number of different kiosks with a lot of different products, all in a very small little footprint. This year, we're taking a look at the quick set locks because they're always coming out with something different. Now, this type of lock that's a keyless entry, it's been around a little bit. You may have seen some of the cheap knockoffs. This is the real thing, and here's how easy it works. First of all, just one touch there, and you're locking the door as you leave the house. Now, to unlock it when you get back home, if it's dark, hey, no problem. Push it twice, and it all lights up. Then use a 4-digit code to open the lock. And the good thing about this is you're actually able to put in 2 different 4-digit codes, one for the family and one for temporary access that you can change at any time. Now it's available in satin nickel finish as well as polished brass and also Venetian bronze. Now on the inside you'll find this. Now this is the mechanism in the cover for it, and inside you have a couple batteries that'll last over a year, and of course you can use it as a traditional lock. So this is a great way to keep your family safe. Hey, let's check in with Alan, who's on the other side of the booth with kind of a different type of vacuum cleaner.
As I mentioned earlier, we're not seeing all that many brand new products, but we are seeing those new twists on old products. Here's a prime example. This is the Smart Cart from Rigid. And right off the bat, you're going to notice something different. This is a wet dry vac, but it's not that cylinder. Square in design, that makes it easy to transport, easy to store. The hose, which is usually in the way no matter what you do when you have a wet and dry vac, has its own storage space. And look at the durability of this hose. I mean, you can mistreat this to your heart's content, and it's not going to break on you. A couple other features. You've got your accessory storage here, so remember the old ones that you have to stick on top, and they may stay and they may not. Not the case anymore. Easy access here to clean out the filter. And one other design that's really pretty cool about this is when you have this storage closed, check this out, you've actually got a really nice work surface. Definitely a smart cart.
For more formal storage of the permanent kind, there are plenty of cabinet manufacturers here. And though there are some new styles like these at Marilat, the real story is organization for areas outside the kitchen. Some great rollout options are now available for bathroom cabinets, and these models from Armstrong are sure to make the laundry chores a little easier. If you're into making improvements to these areas yourself, check out this concrete countertop demonstration by Chain Concrete in the Sac Creek booth. It's a messy process, but it looks like fun. After the concrete sits in the forms for about 3 to 4 days and really gets nice and dry, then there's a little bit of polishing, sealing, and waxing. Then it's time to break out your plumbing tools. After it's all said and done, this is what you end up with.
Across the floor, I'm checking out a slightly different bath display in the Kohler booth. While I was there, I ran into our own Jody Marks, and we both got roped into a slightly unorthodox toilet demonstration. Maybe we better just look at Jody's best new product of the week.
Now this thing is pretty cool. This is the new 84-watt fluorescent wart light from Husky, and it's not your typical wart light. Operating this thing kind of makes you feel like you're in a science fiction movie. Once you set the legs up, the center shaft stands upright with this blue locator light on the top. After plugging it in, you press this locking tab here, grab the blue light, and pull the main light out of the center shaft. When it's fully extended, it locks into place, and look, it turns itself on. It stands about 5 feet 4 inches high, so it does need some room, but that's the point. Small work lights are designed for crawl spaces and cramped locations, not large rooms. And to say this light is bright is an understatement. It creates the equivalent of 300 watts of incandescent light in all directions. And because it's fluorescent, there's no heat buildup, and it draws less than 1 amp of power. Seriously, just place it in the center of your room and you're set. At about 60 bucks, it's a little more expensive, but as I said, this is not your typical work light.
We're continuing our look at the International Builder Show, and so far we've seen some really cool new products. Now, speaking of cool, these shingles from Owens Corning use a new granule technology that reflects solar energy to reduce a roof's temperature by up to 10 degrees. Synthetic slate roofing is also very popular here at the show, and this one, Bella Forte from Da Vinci Roofscapes, is also very efficient. Its self-aligning design requires a third less material and speeds up installation, reducing time, weight, and labor cost. For a truly unique look, check out this timber-clad poplar bark siding. It's durable, low maintenance, and I'll bet no one on your street has this yet. I also found a great new drop ceiling called the zip-up ceiling. It can be installed or removed as many times as you need, so you'll have plenty of access to plumbing or wiring for basement renovations. And you were saying because it's impervious to any type of moisture, if there was a little bit of moisture for some reason, no problem.
No, it won't stain, and it's mold colored all the way through. You can power wash this, not transfer water to the other side. Same way if these were to condensate and fall on it, no molds, no mildews.
Yeah. One company that has really expanded its product line, Generac. They've been making the whole house generators for years. Now you can get that same quality in a portable unit. Now these are all the models for homeowners, and these are the more heavy-duty contractor models, but either way, it's very important to know how much power you expect to get from a generator so that you can decide just what size you need. Now that's the case for portable generators as well as whole house ones as well. Now more and more people are relying on these all over the country, not just the areas that are hurricane prone, but the ice areas. A lot of people are realizing how cool it is and how comforting it is to have a whole house generator. Well, this particular one has something that no other whole house generator has, the ability to switch from LP to natural gas with just a flip of a switch. Also, you can monitor this generator very easily with a LCD readout. It'll tell you exactly the status of the unit, when it needs to be maintained and so forth, and you can even do that from the comfort of the inside of your home with this remote control. You can even turn it on and turn it off with this device. Now also, if you have some severe weather and your power goes off and you need to do a few repairs, well, this one has an outlet on the outside that's ground fault protected that you can plug right into and put everything back together. It also has plenty of insulation to keep it nice and quiet. Speaking of insulation, we found a new spray foam from Icynene that's made from castor oil instead of petroleum products. There are green products everywhere. Even the central vac system from Electrolux uses 10% less energy and is made from 70% recycled material. For closer quarters, the Vroom vac system delivers lots of power for quick cleanup. For cleaner water, this PuraFlow system filters it for the whole house using a reverse osmosis system, which adds no salts or chemicals to the environment like some other whole house filters.
All right, this late in the show, I can guarantee you this, it's impossible for one person to see everything here at this particular show. If you can grab a friend to go with you, that always helps. And one fellow that's no stranger to today's homeowner is Ed Begley. Hey, Ed,
Alan.
good to see you again.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Tell me what's cool, what you got for me?
Well, I'm here with A.O. Smith, a wonderful water heater company. They make great energy efficient water heaters. You know, I have a very low natural gas bill, very low electric bill to begin with. But when I put one of these in, these have 96% thermal efficiency, and I cut my natural gas bill in half with this.
Okay.
I mean, it was low and it got even lower. So I used to have two flames in the house, if you will. One was the water heater, the other one was a forced air heating. Now I have one, this does both. And so it really cut down with this incredible efficiency. And there's so much that people can do. If they can afford a water heater like this, great, I hope they can get it. But there's a lot of cheap and easy stuff people can do too.
Well, let's talk about that because, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you're kind of like the guru of green.
You're being very kind.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Someone's going out, there's so much out there right now. What's the most important thing advice-wise when you're shopping?
You know, I would advise people to do it the way I did it. I was broke back in 1970, didn't have a lot of money, so I had to pick the low-hanging fruit first. Had to do the cheap and easy stuff. So start small with something like lighting. Get some energy-efficient light bulbs, home gardening, home composting, and you know, if you do that stuff, you will save money, I guarantee it, and then you can move up the ladder and do more. Maybe get yourself a water heater.
Very good. It's thinking green on the big scale.
Thinking green, you're going to get some green in your pocket too. That's an important green too, Alan.
Hey, let's talk about thinking green right now and find out if Danny's thinking green.
I've always been fascinated by things like this radiometer. It's just a basic motor powered by nothing but solar energy. So why can't we use this free energy in our homes? Well, the fact is, while sunlight is free, solar energy can be expensive. Not many contractors are building solar homes, and it would cost around $30,000 to $40,000 to convert an existing home to solar power. Plus, the expense of manufacturing a solar cell when compared to the amount of electricity it'll produce is pretty high. But that doesn't mean it's a bad idea. After all, here's a great renewable energy source that requires no fuel and produces no pollution. We need to continue developing inexpensive ways to harness this power, and eventually, I believe we can find a way to do that. Until then, take advantage of what we already have available, like landscape lighting and solar-powered water heaters. Well, another International Builder Show under our belt, Alan.
Yeah, 3 days on your feet. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it'll wear you out.
It will wear you out, and we've gone up and down every aisle in this place, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the things we were able to discover, but of course, we were only able to just show you just a few of the things that we found.
Of course, you'll see a lot more of those things in some of the upcoming episodes of Today's Homeowner.
Hey, from two guys that are pretty tired here in Las Vegas, we'll see you next week here on Today's Homeowner. Man, you're going to have to put those shoes on.
Me?
Next week, we're doing a massive makeover on a master bath.
So while y'all are here, what are you doing?